Hey everyone, I'm Rick. I have the privilege of being one of the pastors here at Autumn Ridge.
I'm Heather. I'm Rick's wife.
And we're going to share with you a little bit of our story of how we got involved in foster care and adoption. It probably started about 15 years ago as we began to think, hey, when we buy our first home, we're done having kids, we're going to be ready to kind of engage in this. We were inspired by James 1:27, pure and undefiled religion in the sight of God our Father is to care for widows and orphans in their distress and to keep oneself unstained by the world. Then that really hit us in the heart. We wanted to help kids.
It really did. And at that time in our ministry career, we were in student ministry with both high school and college-aged kids. So we had access to them all the time.
They were in our house every week.
Yeah.
And so we met a high school girl who needed a family, and we were wanting to be a family. And so there was just something in us that was like, God, sign us up. What do we need to do? And
Right.
So we entered that world through becoming foster care certified.
Yeah. Shortly after we were certified, our daughter Rochelle moved in with us. We also took on a foster baby about 2 weeks after we brought Rochelle in. So within a couple of weeks, we went from 2 kids and 1 dog to 4 kids and then 2 dogs.
Every dinner felt like a birthday party. It was festive and wild and chaotic and fun.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. That time of life was very exciting. I think Rick and I both felt this feeling of fulfillment that we were following God's call to care for orphans. And it was overwhelming to think about it.
And I want to be clear, it was absolutely worthwhile.
Yeah.
And if we had to do it all over again, we would do it all over again. But I would want someone to help me become aware of my own naivety. And the ways in which I was naive probably made some of the harder things even harder, in ways that we probably could avoid it, and there are some things that we couldn't avoid.
Right.
Merging families is always difficult. And the older a foster child is, or the older any child is that's being adopted, that means they have more life experiences. And some of those life experiences require healing and recovery from. And we took on a girl who was 17, and we just didn't realize all the things that we were going to have to walk through together. I'm glad that we did, but it's always better to go into those things with eyes wide open.
We are happy to report that our daughter Rochelle is now just really thriving. She's married. They have 2 boys who are 6 and 8, and they paid off their first home and getting ready to buy another one. We are just immensely proud of her.
Absolutely. And we don't want to take credit for that. I mean,
No.
What we did is we provided a home. We provided an environment for her to know that she was safe and accepted and loved, and she put in a lot of the work.
She did.
And it's not like every story gets to end this way, but even if it ended differently, I would still be proud. I mean, the reason that we wanted to get involved in this is the same reason that I think you would want to get involved in this. You want to be able to tell the story, is that you accepted a child who needed a family. You loved someone who needed to know what it was like to be loved. And that's what's worth celebrating. That's how we get to be Jesus. That's how we get to live out the gospel for someone else. And so if you've ever thought about foster care, I hope that this inspires you. If you've never thought about it, I hope it inspires you to at least consider it or find ways that you might want to get involved.